Hey guys, so very exciting, we have the best iPhone up against the best Samsung. Now the iPhone's design is a bit boring because it's almost identical to last year. But in terms of the internals, it's a huge improvement. So the battery is nearly 1,000 capacity larger, the chipset's a lot faster, and we also have improved cameras on the back. But of course the Galaxy is an excellent all-rounder. Now in terms of boot up, we have advantage for the Samsung. Alright guys, now for the specs. The Samsung has a larger display and also a higher resolution. Now on the front, the iPhone has an additional camera, which is 3D. And on the back, the Samsung has an extra lens, which is also 3D. Now the Samsung supports micro SD, and it also has a larger battery. The Samsung also has triple the RAM. Now the Samsung has the S Pen, and it also has 5G. Both phones are water resistant. Now at the bottom we have a lightning port for Type-C, and unfortunately no headphone jacks. And on the back, both are glass. Alright guys, let's get to it. Alright guys, get into it. Reddit, Samsung, eBay, Samsung, Spotify, iPhone, YouTube, Samsung, Instagram, so for basic apps, we have a slight advantage for the Samsung. That one was the iPhone. Amazon. Samsung. And photos. Okay, so now for gaming. So for the basic apps, it's more about software optimization. iOS versus Android. But for gaming, it's more about the chipset. So at least for here, we have a really nice advantage for the A13. Temple Run. Temple Run, a nice advantage here for the Samsung. Asphalt. Advantage for the iPhone. And now for the big one, we have Fortnite. So guys, the results for this are going to be a bit weird. So whenever you reboot the iPhone, it takes an extremely long time to optimize. So you guys are going to see in a few seconds. So you guys saw the Samsung, extremely fast they're optimizing. Now, there was not just a large update installed, this happens every single time. Alright, so the Samsung is up. And again guys, if you restart your iPhone, it takes an extremely long time to optimize. Alright, so finally the iPhone is up. Now guys, what we're going to do after this is we're going to close the app, go back in, because again, it takes a really long time only if you restart your phone. It's still definitely, frustrating that it takes that long. Alright, so now we're going to close out. It didn't used to be like this on the older version of the app. Alright, so connecting on both. Samsung is up. Well, not quite up, but we have the option to play. Alright, now this part, the iPhone is pretty quick with. So yeah, under this circumstance, the iPhone's a bit faster, but, guys, if you're restarting your phone, it really takes a while. So in terms of gaming overall, maybe a slight advantage for the iPhone because it did win more of the apps. But that said, guys, if you're really into Fortnite, if you restart your phone a lot, then advantage for the Samsung. Okay, so next up, we have Geekbench. And we'll run this in a few. Time now for Chrome. And it's in the quick web history. IGN.com. Samsung. IMDb.com. And pretty close there. Samsung.com. Samsung. Apple.com. And again, pretty close. Overall, we have a narrow advantage here for the Samsung. Underwater, no copyright. And now for the speakers. Now both phones have dual speakers. So first you have the iPhone. Samsung. Back to iPhone. Samsung. And my son there. Yeah, I think I give a minor edge here for the Samsung. Alright, so now for battery. So check back in a couple hours. Alright, so 3 hours in, let's check in. So 1% advantage here for the iPhone. So now we have Face ID versus fingerprint. So overall, pretty close. Maybe the Samsung by a few milliseconds. But yeah, I mean, it really has to do with whether you prefer Face ID or the fingerprint. Because for both these phones, these are the only options. Aside from, of course, like your PIN and stuff like that. So next up we have RAM. Now the Samsung has 3 times as much RAM. But I'll say, guys, the iPhone is extremely well optimized. So yeah, for iOS, I mean, you don't need 12 gigabytes of RAM. It would be nice if they put in more than 4, but at least for my test, guys, it does a really good job. Instagram, iFunny, Amazon, excellent. Yeah, I mean, no restarts. We still have to go to the gaming section, but so far, no restarts and extremely quick response time. PUBG. Oops, messed that one up. But it doesn't matter. It's obviously extremely quick for both. Temple Run. Excellent. You know, for past iPhone models, a lot of times they would show a picture at first. It would be like frozen for like half a second. But it looks like for this, okay, so there, I mean, you saw it for like a fraction of a second, but obviously it's really very quick here. And Fortnite. Alright, so next up we have Geekbench. Okay, so advantage here for the iPhone and the A13. So now for camera speed. And we have the Asus ROG2 phone here. Next phone to do a comparison with. And in terms of camera speed, we have a slight advantage here for the iPhone. Next, we look at the front cameras. And now for a look at the rear cameras. And the stabilization. And now for the wide angle lenses. And also look at the maximum zoom. And here's a look at the fourth camera on the Samsung, which blurs the background. Alright guys, so let me know in the comments below which one won. So I think the results are pretty similar. It really comes down to which you prefer, either iOS or Android. But I will say, I mean, this is the best that the iPhone has ever done for any of my comparisons. So as always, thanks for watching, subscribe for more. And I'll see you next video.